Hi everyone, so in this video I'm gonna show you how to use and set InputManager2D and InputDraggable2D and its features. So first let's start with making our scenes better by putting a basketball. Let's start setting this ball circle collider and rigid body 2D. So we can just add these simply by just add component and type circle collider 2D, and it will just pop up just there, and you can just select by clicking it, and also you can just do the same for the rigid body 2D. Add component rigid body 2D, that you can just select these ones. So after this one we need a circle collider to use it in InputDraggable2D. And so let's start by making an empty object, and you can use it from create empty from here, or you can just right click and you can just click create empty from here also. So let's rename the game object as managers, and let's add component and choose InputNTouchManager2D, input management, and InputManager2D. So this will help us to drag objects, and it will help us to control over some behaviors. So we need to add InputManager2D. So let's go back to the basketball and let's add component. So let's add some behavior in it. So we can use this InputNTouchManager again, 2D, input, behavior, InputDraggable2D. So let's see, this is all we need to do for use a draggable object, InputDraggable2D and InputManager2D behavior. So let's start play. So as you can see, our ball just fell off, and we can just drag it everywhere that we want. That's easily. So as you can see, I can just drag it out of the zone, out of our screen, and if I don't want that, I can just simply add some word limits. And how to do that is, we can just create a new empty game object and rename it to word limit. So just click back to your managers, and you see there's a feature that you can use that says set word limits. Just click on it, check it, and there it says you can set word limits so objects can be dragged beyond these coordinates. So it can't be dragged beyond these coordinates, and we can use these just by create word limits and create empty word limit. So let's name it same for remember. So let's change this game object, and you can set whatever name you want, but I'm just doing it for too easy to know what I'm doing. It's much easier this way. So I'm just created a game object, and there it is in the scene. I'm just dragging to the left side. So this is gonna be the farther point that it can be dragged. Like, it can't be dragged beyond these points anymore on the left. So I need to do the same for the word right. So this is gonna be the farther point that it can be dragged. And again, world world down. So I'm gonna put it right here, and one more world up. I'm gonna drag it to here. So you can just use like a bucket collider to see like how can it be dragged, but it's not necessary. Like, it's just for you to see the world limits. Like, you can just use this, but it is not necessary. It's just easy to visualize, that's all. So after that we set the world limits, we can just easily drag and drop it to the boxes. So world down and world up. So it's that simple. So let's see if it works. You see, now I cannot go beyond these points anymore. These are the farthest point that I can go. See, I cannot move it anymore. I know if I want to better results, I can just put it a little bit up, and you know, just a little bit here. Let's move the bus collider. You see, I cannot drag it anymore. So you can just play with it. So also, let me show you another feature that we can use. So let's put a log over here and rotate it to 90 degrees on Z and make it a little bit smaller. And let's change the color to, I don't know, red, so we can understand it is a draggable. And its components: InputNTouchManager2D, input, behavior, InputDraggable2D. So also there's a feature that you can use on the InputDraggable2D. It's called flip object at first drag. So you can just check it, and you see it's gonna be reset object back to the selected rotation on the first grab. So like these objects rotation is 0, 0, 90 degree, but I'm gonna rotate it to 0, 0, 0. So we can set these like I don't know, whatever we want. Let's see what it happens. What's gonna be happen. Oh yeah, I need to put a collider first. Forgot that, sorry. So I put the box collider, yeah. So let's see now. You see, it's returned back to the rotation that I set in this here. I can just make it to the 90, so it's gonna be turned right. Back when we wanted. So that's all for InputDraggable2D and InputManager2D. We're gonna do the same things for the Touch Manager and InputDraggable2D, but I'm gonna put it the video anyway. So see ya. Have fun making games.